the first time I ever played with Sykes, for example, I was really nervous because I was just overthinking it, and I was like, "Oh my god, like that's Sykes, like he's so good at the game, like it's just like I'm just little old Nat, like I'm just here on my fucking M and K. He's gonna like play with me, and he's gonna have like triple my damage, and he's gonna be like, well, fuck, I'm never playing with that twat ever again." You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's natural to just overthink it and kind of, in a way, even if you don't want to put someone on a pedestal or like make a big deal out of it, you kind of do realize that they have a certain spot in this scene, you know. You just compare yourself naturally, I think. But and it was the same with design. Like I thought that I was gonna shit my pants the first time I played with him, because obviously he has a certain reputation. You know, there's a lot of clips of him getting a bit heated.
Just a bit.
A bit heated.
Just a bit.
And I just knew that he's a very passionate player, and he expects a certain level of gameplay and, you know, you being good at the game. So I was definitely freaking out the first time because we had a mutual friend and we were duo queuing, and he was like, "Oh, let me just see if I can like find us a third." And I was like, "Okay." He looked, he was like, "Oh, I think design's free." And I was like, "Nope, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm scared of that. I'm going to piss myself." And he was like, "No, it's fine. Like, he's fine." And I was streaming as well, so I like didn't want to show that I was nervous as hell. So I was just like trying to play it cool, but inside I was dying. But then about 10 to 15 minutes in, it was just like, "Oh yeah, no, he's just like a normal guy. He's very chill. He's very funny." And I just had, you know, fun the whole time. And ever since then, Design and I have been pretty close, and I'm very fortunate and glad to call him one of my best friends.
Right, okay. Are we ready? Yeah, Grimp, you ready?
I'm not even here.
Okay. Right, Nat, hi. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Nat. So, how are you?
I am lovely. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Cheers. Cheers, mate.
What about Krim?
How are you, Krim?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking.
No worries, you just...
You forget about me, honestly.
I want to make sure you were here still, you know. So, Nat, our first question for you is, when and why did you first start streaming / making content?
Okay. So I started streaming more than a year ago now. It kind of took me a while to actually do it. I was pretty nervous about it just because I feel like you're putting yourself out there when you stream. You kind of allow people to see a side of you that maybe is a bit more private. So I was very nervous also because I was just like, there's so many people that are great at the game already and they're so talented. So why would people really want to watch me? But my boyfriend and a lot of my friends at the time were like saying, "No, you should do it. You should do it. Like a lot of people would love to see you. You're very funny, blah, blah, blah." So after a while, I just said, you know, frick it. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on this channel.
You can cuss, yes, you can cuss.
Okay, I said fuck it. And I just did my first stream, and it went amazing, and I had great support. I had fun. I actually had fun streaming. So, you know, it seems kind of scary at the beginning, but I feel like once you just kind of relax and you're just yourself and you're gaming, and you, in a way, you kind of forget that you're streaming sometimes. So you're just, you know, it's basically just you chilling with friends, like playing a game that you enjoy. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's how I feel, to be fair. Like, you do forget that the camera's there most of the time. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Like, especially when you have like loads of your friends that come in and then you start talking and all that sort of stuff. So wait, you started streaming like a year ago, did you say?
More than a year, yeah. It's been over a year now, yeah.
Okay. So wait, you said your boyfriend got you into like streaming, basically?
Well, he was kind of the main person that pushed me to do it. I had a lot of other people ask or like tell me that I should start streaming, but he was kind of the one that, you know, kept pushing me, kept telling me, you should try it. Like, people would enjoy watching you. So then I kind of gave in and I was like, okay, like, I'll try. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So wait, before I say it, did you know loads of people before you started streaming then? Like, you had most of your friends that you have now before you started streaming? Or no?
I wouldn't go that far. I definitely had a few friends, but it wasn't anything close to like the connections and the friends that I have now. That kind of developed and came along the way. At the beginning, I feel like my friend group in the Apex scene was pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that many people yet. But, you know, through streaming and just through playing the game and being active, the group kind of expanded slowly.
You just met more people, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose it's easier to like network as well with people when you know a few people already, right? Like, I'm sure it didn't take you long to hit affiliate or anything, no?
I think I hit affiliate as soon as it was possible.
Yeah.
It didn't take long at all. So, but that's just because, you know, I was lucky enough to have certain friends in my chat support me and watch and, you know.
Start off from the start. It is harder to start as well, especially if you don't like if you don't know anyone from the very beginning. It's so hard to start, like, to branch out to people because you're literally meeting strangers otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. Was that good, Crim? Was that under 10 minutes, mate? Is that good?
No, we're already over.
Already over? Are we actually?
Oh, lordy.
Well, that's because of the technical issues.
Oh, okay. Technical difficulties. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're not on a timer, by the way. It's Wardy that's on a timer.
Yeah, apparently I'm on a timer. Yeah, because I yap a lot. A lot. But we're here for you, mate. We're not here for me. I'm just in the background. Do you know what I mean?
Yay.
What the fuck?
Yay.
Yeah. So the next
Finally,
question,
it's about me on this channel.
The next question is, where do you want to go with content / do you have any plans for the future?
So since I am currently a student, I don't see content creation and streaming as my main thing right now, just because I do want to prioritize school and, you know, getting a degree and finishing uni, obviously. But I'm definitely thinking about, like, as soon as I finish my diploma, that I kind of want to dedicate a year to streaming and content creation and kind of seeing where that can take me if I actually, you know, put in a lot of time and effort and work. Mm-hmm. But I'm not looking at it as like, oh my God, like, this is my only option. If this doesn't like work out, like, I'm screwed. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of looking at it as something that is really fun for me and that excites me. And if that gives me certain opportunities, or if that happens to work out, then that's great and I'll be really happy. And if it doesn't work out the way I planned, then that's fine too. Then it was a fun experience and I can just, you know, go back to the thing that I studied and the other things in life that like excite me and make me happy.
Outside of streaming, I think that's always good though, to have that, like, not just solely rely on trying to make it, because, you know, like, if you don't make it, then it's sort of, you're back to square one basically. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I feel like the people that in the scene, there's certain people that, you know, said that, if you have like any other interests and if you're not putting 100% into streaming and content creation, like, you're kind of trolling, like, that means that you're not like fully committed, blah, 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 blah. You can't have like backup plans because you're not fully committed. Then I don't agree with that. I think that it's completely valid and good to have backup plans and like other things that excite you and are interesting to you and that you are good at. Because not everything in life always works out the way you want it to work out. That's just the way it is, you know, and that's fine. So I think it's completely valid to just have backup plans in case this doesn't work out, because it is a hard industry.
Yeah, no, it is very hard.
It's not that easy to get to a certain point and make a lot of money from it, especially because of Twitch, you know, taking a lot of money from
Shots fired. Shots fired. No, I do agree with that though. It is always good to have a backup plan because you can't just rely solely on this. Which is why when you have to like branch out to other platforms like YouTube, TikTok, you can make money or some sort of something from that as well. But no, I agree with that. Having a backup plan is definitely a good idea. Even if you're like not solely focusing on content, but you're doing it on the side, but you still really enjoy it. But it is hard to balance the both. I'm not gonna lie. You have to try and work it around your life. Do you know what I mean? Depends which one like you want more. But would you like? So say you got a degree, would you still pursue content, or would you try and go into your degree more, like get a job or follow that industry?
As I said, I kind of want to leave my options open. If after I get my degree, I happen to like get a job opportunity in fashion or design or whatever, I'll gladly explore that and see where that takes me. But if after getting my degree, I'll just have some free time, then I'll gladly just kind of dedicate that to streaming and content creation and like see where that takes me. And
okay. Yeah, so you said about that year that you're gonna just take it and focus on this, right? Okay. And then look for something else if you pass that degree as well. So you're like doing a bit of both.
I mean, I'm just kind of go with the flow,
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to like stress about it too much. I know that because of the degree I'm getting, I have a lot of options because I just learned a lot of stuff while being at uni, a lot of different stuff that doesn't just bind me to one specific job. I'll just see where life takes me.
Oh, nice. I respect it. Honestly, I respect it. That's a good outlook, I think. And then like a sub question to that is, do you have any plans to reach these goals? So I suppose that ties into like you saying about if you want to pursue it in that year.
Yeah. I feel like the plans are just, taking the time to get more into content creation when it comes to other platforms like TikTok, YouTube, taking more time to kind of edit videos and upload on other platforms because it definitely helps a lot with the exposure and viewership. Getting big on TikTok and YouTube helps a lot with like your Twitch viewership and just people noticing you in general and enjoying your content. So I feel like that's like kind of the plan that I have if I have that free year to just explore that content a bit more and upload more,
branch out to other things. That's another thing as well. It takes up so much of your time trying to do like Twitch and all the others on top of it, but like it is worth doing because you can't solely rely on one platform. It's like any platform, you can't solely rely on like TikTok or I suppose in certain cases you can with TikTok and YouTube because it's like long form and people can always see it, whereas Twitch is like the VODs are deleted after like 2 weeks or whatever. So it isn't like sustainable to just constantly just rely on that. But you're right though, people make it bigger on Twitch when they upload to like YouTube and get like bigger on YouTube and partnered and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right, well, question 3, we're fucking flying through this. What areas, I suppose this is like one question in one, but I'll ask them individually. What areas of content do you love the most?
I mean, the thing that I've enjoyed most about content creation so far is definitely just the people that I've met along the way.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that probably some of my closest friends I've met through streaming and playing certain games and, just being active on Twitch and stuff like that. So I feel like you get so many amazing connections from doing what we're doing. So that's probably definitely the thing that I enjoy most.
Krim, I saw that emoji you just put, by the way. Did you see that?
I didn't think it was going to take a
No, Crimp and you are, like, you guys are definitely some of the people that I'm closest to right now, and that I'm just, like, extremely grateful to.
Crimp, can you stop? Are you seeing that now? Did you see that? Crimp, are you okay?
Love you, Nat.
Oh, God. No, I, to be honest, I 100% agree. I always say, though, if I was to stop streaming, like, today or tomorrow, like, I could easily still talk to the people that I talk to now. Like, it's not like I would just disappear offline. But no, I 100% agree with that. Like, the meeting people is definitely the best part about it. Because you're just connecting with people that you would never talk to, ever.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Like, unless you were obviously online.
That's what I'm saying. It's so easy to meet people from all over the world. You know, there's no... doesn't matter, like, where they're from. It's just so easy to connect with people and play with them and just have fun with them, you know, something... Like, you wouldn't be able to meet those people unless you're flying to that country, but, you know...
Yeah, and then obviously...
Through the internet and everything, it's just possible to form connections.
Yeah, it's easy through, like, a common interest as well, isn't it? Like, if you share the same banter or, like, you like the same games or... Yeah, banter. Or you just enjoy, like... Yeah, it's like for me, it's like the banter and, like, common interest as well. It's easy to just click with someone because...
Definitely,
yeah. It's a connection there, do you know what I mean? And then what areas of content do you hate the most? Controversial. Drop some names.
Yeah, I'll just say which
just call everyone out, yeah.
With. No, I definitely feel like because you're kind of putting yourself out there, if you're streaming and creating content, you kind of reveal maybe some private parts of yourself, and a lot of people then think that they can just comment on everything that you do in your life and can just have a say in everything and are entitled to know every single thing that's happening in your private life just because you put a part of it on the internet. And I kind of hate that. I don't really enjoy that. There's just a lot of nosy people. There's a lot of people that will start rumors just because you're somewhat of a public person. And you kind of have to learn how to, you know, deal with that, sadly. But yeah, I'd probably say that that's the part that I enjoy the least. I
think that's just part and parcel of being online, though, isn't it? I guess it's just the initial, like, people think they can just say what they want or do what they want because they see you on the camera. But that's what I think we said last episode or, like, before that. Just because you see someone on the screen doesn't mean you know them. Like, that's just part of them. Like, some people aren't themselves, like, aren't the same as they are online as they are in real life.
No, a lot of people are just playing a character when they're streaming because they're trying to entertain someone. It's kind of like acting in a way.
Yeah.
So people kind of struggle to differentiate between that, I guess.
Yeah, I think that is a big one, though. Just because you're online, it doesn't mean that you have to share absolutely everything that's going on in your private life. Exactly. Like, you have to have some sort of, like, you have to have your own private life away from just sharing everything on the internet. That's where I feel some people just, when they go online, they're like, right, I've got to tell everyone absolutely everything that's going on in my life, like someone passing away or, like, I'm not having a good time or blah, 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 blah. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you shouldn't feel forced to. You have to, you know, tell everyone everything, because at the end of the day, people are strangers. Like, you don't fully know someone unless, like, you've met them in real life or, like, you talk to them constantly or do you know what I mean? But that's like when you meet someone. Go on, Crim.
It's interesting that on either side of, for both of those questions, on either side of the coin, your answers were the people. So the thing that you love the most and the people that you hate the most.
Yeah.
Sorry, the thing that you hate the most.
Yeah. I honestly agree, though. That's what I probably would have answered as well. Or something similar along those lines.
You know, the audience and the people are just such a huge part of this, I feel like. And it's definitely bittersweet, you know. You'll have good experiences and you'll have bad experience. I've definitely had my fair share of bad experiences with some people in the scene, but, you know, I kind of focus on the good experiences that I have.
Yeah,
they are exclusives for the podcast.
Excuse me. Yeah, let me just fuck out. I have a list. Actually.
Yeah, did you write a list down
of names that
Heard it here first.
Yeah, live and exclusive, breaking news.
And designful, fuck you.
Someone clip that. Quick, someone clip that. But no, I think with that though, like the people is a massive one because like, at the end of the day, that's what helps you grow on these things. Like the people that watch you, the people that support you, the people that, you know, whatever. Without people watching you, you're just like another, like you wouldn't really be much, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
If numbers are everything in like streaming and content creation and whatever you're doing, like without people watching you, you don't really have a brand or whatever you're trying to make from content, which is why like when you do like subathons and stuff like that, it's difficult because people are giving their generosity to you and it's hard to like not want to, but it's hard to give back without it being financially. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like someone coming up to you and giving you like £20 in the street. Like how do you gratitude someone like that? Like what can you do? Like it's just it's tough. But the people thing is definitely for me anyway. Like I always say, like I said, if I was to come offline, I'd still be talking to people. But
definitely, yeah.
But yeah, no, you can have bad experiences as well. But yeah,
I feel like that's just like a part of
that's just streaming, yeah.
In any department, kind of, you know, even if you have a regular job, there's gonna be people that, you know, you like, and there's gonna be people that you don't like.
Yeah, that's just life in general, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot harder because it's behind a screen, which is why sometimes people take things the wrong way because you're just a name and text in a chat. Like no one knows your intentions. Like they don't know if you're joking.
Yeah, people are definitely, you know, braver online.
Oh,
they
definitely,
just kind of say what comes to mind.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's online. Like, it's not like it's real life. It's not like something's actually going to happen. I feel like so many people forget that you're also like just a normal person with feelings and struggles. And, you know, when you're streaming and just having fun, you're not like showing all the sides of your life. You know, there's so many people in this scene that struggle with depression, anxiety, a bajillion things. And I feel like people forget about that. I feel people forget about the fact that you're human and that, you know, even if it's just a stranger that you don't know that has certain things in your chat and it's funny to them, but like it can immensely impact like your happiness in that moment.
Definitely. But I think some people just don't really... I feel like sometimes it's like social cues, like they don't know when not to say a joke or when not to say certain thing about a situation. Like if something's just happened and then they're trying to make jokes about it, like you never know what someone's... Just because someone's in front of a camera doesn't mean they're not going like through something out of camera or like out of their online persona or whatever you want to call it. Like it's difficult for... it's difficult in that sense because where it's live as well... especially streaming, where it's live, it's difficult to it's difficult to like not give your natural reaction basically because that's what people go off.
Just control your
because they can see that
like,
you're reading it and then they know that what your reaction is going to be, and like if you react in a bad way, like obviously like oh my god, that's so, like they're just that you're on camera, so you can literally just like do whatever you want with it, clip it or whatever. But yeah, that's the difficult part I think about live streaming is that you sort of have to try and either ignore it or just tell the person either off stream or like on stream what you don't want them to say, or like if you think this has gone too far or etc. etc. Yeah. Okay, question number 5. Do you ever think people give you a hard time because of the connections you've made along the way?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, God.
I feel like there's a lot of jealousy in the Apex scene, especially. I've definitely experienced like negative comments and just a negative attitude in general because I know a lot of big creators or big players or just influential people in the scene in general, and a lot of people aren't happy about that because of jealousy, because you know they would like to know certain people, or they, you know, I don't know, they're just mad in general in life, you know.
Yeah, they just hate on you because
don't want to see other people happy. But yeah, no, there's definitely been people that, you know, I feel like especially because I'm a girl, they like to connect that with like the fact that, oh yeah, she only like came this far because of knowing this and this person, and that's just because she's a woman, and like, you know, all of the like getting, you know, I don't know, getting boosted because she knows these people are whatever. It's just like there's a lot of negativity that comes with it for, you know, honestly no reason, because I don't really understand people hating on that. But there's good things and bad things about it, you know. But yeah, I've definitely experienced some negativity when it came to that.
Yeah, I mean, that again, that's just, you know, that's just something out of your control. Like, it's not your fault that you know, people that are like bigger creators and stuff. Like, you haven't chose to, like, you're friends with them, but you haven't chose where they're gonna go with their brand, like, or what they're gonna do with their like content and stuff. Like, you can't help it. Like, it'd be the same as if you knew someone with like 3 viewers at the start and then they blew up and had like 3K or 300. Like, it doesn't mean that you're like boosting off them. Like, you've known them from the start. It doesn't matter when you like eventually start talking to them. Like, if they're your friend, they're your friend. It's not like I'm choosing to be with this person because, you know, they have X amount of viewers, because I'm pretty sure you don't really care. Like, you know, that you're friends with someone with like 3 viewers or 300. Like, it doesn't really matter as long as you're like good friends with them and actually have a connection with them. Then why does it even matter, really?
Exactly.
But what you said, like, you had good experiences as well. What was some of them, like, with the connections and stuff?
Just the fact that I got to meet so many people that are now like a big part of my life that I talk to on the daily, and that just, you know, make my life better in a way that, you know, make me happy.
Right, yeah.
I'm very thankful for the fact that I got to, you know, meet these people.
Yeah, meet these people in the scene and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think we've covered everything on that. Crim, anything else?
No, it's all good on my end.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you wanted to go into anything else, mate.
Here for a good time.
Yeah. I feel bad because you're just sitting there, Crim. Yeah, you're just sitting there. I feel like you're just like, we need to get involved.
I told you this is how it's going to go.
Yeah, I know, but I just want you to...
I've given you the keys.
Okay, yeah, I've got the keys, yeah. I'm just trying to start the ignition, mate. You know what I mean?
You get small parts of the keys.
Okay. Right then. Next one. Do you think your connections / networking have benefited your channel or channels? Okay, that's like 2 questions in one. So we'll just start with that one first. Do you think your connections / networking have benefited your channels?
I mean, definitely. I think it's, you know, logical that if you know certain people that have a big viewership and you play with them or interact with them a lot, their viewers are gonna notice you, and if they like you, they're gonna start, you know, watching your stream and interacting with your channels or whatever. So I definitely would never claim that, you know, none of my connections have ever helped me in that way. They definitely have. But as I said, I never went into any of these friendships just with the intention of growing my channel. It's just a part of sharing communities. At the end of the day, it's the same as, you know, starting to play with you and interacting with you and Crimp and, you know, your friends or your viewers, then starting to watch my stream every now and then. Just start sharing communities and viewers, and yeah,
that's just that. I feel that's a big thing of networking as well, is that like when but on the other side of it, it doesn't mean just because you play with someone that their viewers or their community are then going to watch you, because people are very like what's the word, like they're very tunnel vision on the streamer that they like, and it's hard to then
Definitely.
like deter them and go to like other streamers unless you play with them a lot and they like your personality and they think, oh, this person's cool, and then they check you out. Like sometimes people don't even know that you stream or like certain stuff like that. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen someone, I'm like, oh, they actually stream. Like even Schmidt, for example, I didn't know he streamed for like a whole year through knowing him, and then I eventually realized, oh, he actually streams, and then but yeah, I think knowing people that stream as well, just in general, also helps you out, because then you get to see people. You get to see people in like streams, for example. So like you get to see their personality through someone else's stream. You know, like through chat messages or whatever you're doing, or if you play with them. That's like a big thing. People notice you. They're like, oh, I remember you from this person's stream. Or
it definitely helps with also just forming new friendships and connections, because if there definitely are certain people that will only play with a selected group of people that don't really want to play with people that they don't know, or they don't know how good they play, blah blah blah, because they just play on a certain level. So it definitely helps if those people then see you play with the people that they usually play, and they're like, oh, okay, so if this person's playing with them, then that means that they're a chill person, a good player, so I can play with them too. It definitely helps with like expanding your network in a way. Yeah,
because people will realize that you're actually like, you're a nice person or whatever, and they relate to like what the person they're watching is, so then they can get things from you and then go, oh, okay, like I like this person, let me go watch them or whatever. Which is. But I feel like some people, like you said at the start, like some people take it the wrong way and they just play with people just because they want to get something out of it, or like they won't play with certain people because they don't want to interact with them or whatever. Like it works. I feel like it works both ways with, especially like networking with people, especially when you're streaming, because you don't want to come across that you're just playing with someone just because of their connections or just because of like their viewership or how big they are, or do you know what I mean? Like you need to make sure you're genuine. And not just doing it. I mean,
I get it though, because I know that there are just a lot of people that only want to talk to certain people or play with certain people because it will benefit them. Because at the end of the day, they're just looking out for themselves and they don't really care about, anything else. So I completely get certain people, taking a step back and maybe not wanting to play or interact with you just as soon as you say hi to someone. That's why I think that knowing certain people really helps with, growing your friend group or your group that you play with or stream with or whatever.
Yeah. I just feel like you'll never really get that much out of it because you're not being genuine. Like if you're just playing with someone just because of like their viewership or their like online presence, I don't think it's ever gonna like. For me, I don't know if it will go in your favor, because if they was to stop streaming, all them people are not going to then come over to you just because they know you from X, Y, and Z stream. Like a few people might, but not all of them, or like the people that hardcore watch them people. Like if you're not genuine about it, they can see that you're not genuine when they watch you, unless you're putting on some big act.
I feel like eventually people kind of get a feeling for if you're actually being their friend and being genuine, or if you're just using them for certain things or using their audience for certain things. It kind of shows. I feel like that shows off stream a lot. So if you actually talk to certain people off stream and like kind of care about their life off stream, that kind of says a lot about if those people actually want to interact with you as a friend or just, want to benefit from you.
Yeah. Because some people, I mean, you hear stories about people that are like that. They want something out of you rather than an actual friendship or like, a collab, if you want to say, like with other streamers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it is a big thing, because you shouldn't just play with someone just because of like who they are. Like like if they weren't to stop streaming, would you play with them? You probably wouldn't if that's the mindset you're going in with it. Like if they were to come offline, you wouldn't go, oh, okay, let me just go play with them just because I know them. Like you know, it's never going to work out, I don't think, if you're like that, because like I said, you're just not genuine, and people can just see through it. People will see through you. It's easy. Like there's too many people in the world that watch streams or like watch people or can tell people's body language to see through someone when they're just not being genuine about a certain situation, and you'll get found out easily.
I feel like you can also just see if people that are playing together actually have chemistry and, you know, like actually have fun playing together, or if it's just completely forced, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just not fun to watch those people.
No,
you know?
It's not, because it's not like friends playing the game. It's literally just like, it's like people being forced to play with each other, basically.
It's like someone's holding them at gunpoint because like they're gonna benefit from it, and they're just playing together because of that. So it's kind of boring to watch that, honestly.
Crib just did another emoji.
Yeah, thanks, Crib.
But like, that's why I feel like with networking and just Apex in general, that's why I feel like random rounds are so good. And I'm not just saying like for mine or mine and Schmidt's. I just mean in general. Like when I first ever played my first ever random round, I was like, this is so sick, because you get to interact with different like streamers. Like, okay, you might not talk to them after that, or like, but at least you like follow them, or like go in their stream or follow them on Twitter or whatever. Like at least they know you and you know them. Like it doesn't have to be disingenuine where you're like just up their arse just because you know who they are. Do you know what I mean? Like
definitely, yeah.
It's just an easy way to get to talk to people, and like but it is on the flip side scary, because if someone's bigger than you or better than you or whatever, it can be intimidating, because you're like, fuck, like I'm not as good as this person. Like they have X amount of viewership, and like what if they're gonna like flame me or whatever? Do you know what I mean? It can be very.
I've definitely had those moments. I've had so many of those moments. I mean, the first time I ever played with Sykes, for example, I was really nervous because I was just overthinking it, and I was like, oh my god, like that's Sykes, like he's so good at the game, like it's just like I'm just little old Nat, like I'm just here on my fucking M and K. He's gonna like play with me, and he's gonna have like triple my damage, and he's gonna be like, well, fuck, I'm never playing with that twat ever again. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's natural to just overthink it and kind of, in a way, even if you don't want to put someone on a pedestal or like make a big deal out of it, you kind of do realize that they have a certain spot in this scene, you know. You just compare yourself naturally, I think. And it was the same with design. Like I thought that I was gonna shit my pants the first time I played with him, because obviously he has a certain reputation, you know. There's a lot of clips of him getting a bit heated.
Just a bit.
A bit heated.
Just a bit.
And I just knew that he's a very passionate player, and he expects a certain level of gameplay and, you know, you being good at the game. So I was definitely freaking out the first time, because we had a mutual friend and we were duo queuing, and he was like, oh, let me just see if I can like find us a third. And I was like, okay. He looked, he was like, oh, I think design's free. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm scared of that. I'm going to piss myself. And he was like, no, it's fine. Like, he's fine. And I was streaming as well, so I like didn't want to show that I was nervous as hell. So I was just like trying to play it cool. But inside I was dying. But then about 10 to 15 minutes in, it was just like, oh yeah, no, he's just like a normal guy. He's very chill. He's very funny. And I just had, you know, fun the whole time. And ever since then, Design and I have been pretty close, and I'm very fortunate and glad to call him one of my best friends. And yeah, I feel like we forget that they're just people as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Like it's kind of like celebrities or other big, I don't know,
like online personalities,
creators or whatever.
Yeah,
you just kind of think, oh my god, like they have a big following, they have earnings, blah blah blah. They're this amazing person. But then you talk to them and you're like, oh, well,
They're pretty normal.
He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like me and you. He's
yeah,
just a guy that has fun playing video games, and he's funny, and you can talk to him like a normal person, and yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It is difficult when you have to like play with someone in a tournament, or like for a mutual friend that are like a bigger online creator, because it's not just people's chats. It's also about what they're going to be like if they're going to be like what they're like with their comp team, or if they're going to be like when they play ranked or whatever. But most of the people that I've ever played with, that I've played like comp or like pro players, they're normally just chilled. Like none of them are really, they won't get angry at you because they know what they're going into. You got to think that when they go into these tournaments or like these certain things, they know what the level of game people are playing. Like they're not going to be playing for like 2 million and like there's every pro player in there, and then you're in there, and then they're like, then okay, maybe they might get a bit annoyed, but the majority of the time they're not really going to get that angry because they know that the level of people in there you've never played before, which is one, difficult in its own, playing with someone you've never played before, and two, like everyone's level is completely different, like in them sort of tournaments or like games or whatever. So that's why I feel like it's good. It comes down to the person, like when that happens, because like I said, from my experiences, I've never had anyone be like actually angry at like if you don't do well in a tournament or like you throw in a game or whatever. But it is so nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie, when you're playing these things with people that are bigger than you and stuff. I mean, I know there was a lot of clips of Realm like when people were getting angry about that, but that's because that was solely like pred and comp players, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like people need to differentiate between that as well. If it's comp or a certain level of gameplay, or there's money on the line, that's a completely different scenario than these exact same people just like playing pubs or playing ranked or just playing with their friends. It's a completely different vibe, because obviously, as I said, we all know like the design clips that are floating around the internet.
Uninstall the game.
Getting a bit passionate.
Yeah.
But I completely understand those, because there's so much money on the line. It's your job, and those are your teammates that are supposed to be on the same level as you. And if they're not showing up, if they're not, playing the way they should be playing, you get passionate about it, and you just have to tell them, and that's it. Because I told Design like a while after playing with him for the first time, I was like, yo, Tyler, I was so nervous about playing with you. I thought you were going to yell at me. I thought I was going to cry. Like, I was so nervous about it. And he was like, Nat, are you good? Like, I would never yell at you. And I was like, yeah, well, I didn't know. I had this image of you that, the internet kind of created, but I didn't realize that you were this completely different person in your private life.
Yeah.
And that's also what a lot of people like don't know about people like Hal and stuff. Hal is genuinely one of the most down to earth, just sweet and funny guys in his private life. Like, he's just a normal dude that, loves to joke around and just be with his friends.
Yeah.
But, for the people that only watch Twitch and only watch comp and stuff like that, they'll just see this very dominant and sometimes angry guy that just yells at his teammates because they're doing something wrong, and that's just how they picture them in general then.
Yeah, it is hard to shake like an online persona. Like if people already have a persona about you, it is hard to sort of show that you're not that without them seeing you like outside of streaming or like talking to you outside of streaming, because people can just make up stuff about people or like ruin someone's reputation or whatever. Like for example, I know that like Nasky, like I know he used to get a lot of shit because people used to think he was like he would just do dumb shit. But I mean, when you actually watch him, or if you do watch him, he isn't like, you can just tell he's a normal bloke. He just loves to troll people, which is that's just part of his personality. Like
definitely, Nasky's another one of those people that I met at Champs for the first time IRL, and he was the biggest teddy bear.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw me, he was just like, "Oh my God, Nat, like come here!" And he just gave me a hug, and he was just super sweet. So Yeah, people kind of need to differentiate between a person's IRL and private life, and then, you know, a persona that they are when they play competitively.
Yeah, yeah, because comp is like the highest level, right? So of course they're gonna get angry if they're not doing well, or angry if someone does something bad. Like, it's just because they want to win, but that doesn't mean that they're like that all the time because of, you know, outside of their life or in their private life. Like, most of the time they are generally just normal people, like you say. Like, they're not just you know, these crazy people that just shout at everyone constantly. But I can see why you would be like anxious when you're playing with someone like Design or something, because of like just the things you see from like streaming or like the clips and stuff. It can, like, you know, you don't want to end up on the end of that, which is understandable. Honestly, it is understandable. Crimp, anything, mate?
I mean, Crimp knows Tyler, so she can literally just confirm that. I feel like.
Yeah, did you play games together?
Yeah,
she met him IRL, no?
Yeah, we spent New Year's together at a house party.
Oh,
that was a really random one. Yeah, no, I definitely think the same as well when it comes to, well, with pro players, it's interesting because you see them in an environment that you wouldn't normally see people in. Like, if you make friends with someone, you don't normally see them in their professional or work environment, and it's also different when their professional environment is a competitive one or a sport one. So you can really have a twisted view on that. That one's definitely an interesting one, but I do agree.
Yeah, I think especially online people is a bit different to like professional like footballers or like online people, because they have like management and they have like PAs and they have like people that are telling them to do X, Y, and Z, or like post on this or post on that. Whereas most of the people that play comp have just been put on a pedestal or like put up there because they're just good at a game, and like people want to watch them. So then they grow through that, but it doesn't change them just because they have, you know, X amount of followers or amount of viewers. Like, they generally are just normal people that just are good at a game. But the same as like some, like I said, online people, they are just normal people, but they're good at acting, or they're good at football, or they're good at some other thing on, like, you know, it's different for each person. Like, some people on the flip side of that think, oh, okay, I'm like the shit. Like, now I have this and that. I have these connections. Like, you know, who the fuck are the rest of you? But I think especially with Apex people, like most of the time, or like I said, everyone that I've interacted with is very like nice. And has never like done anything like bad or said anything bad or whatever. Like, they generally are just normal and don't care that much, you know, for what people see.
Of course, there's always going to be some people that are just, you know, there's never going to be only positive interactions and only the greatest people ever. There's definitely certain people that maybe kind of put themselves on a pedestal and like think they're the shit just because you know, they play a video game and they're good at it. But I would say that majority of the interactions and majority of the people that I have met IRL are just extremely sweet and just normal. Yeah.
And you don't have to like get any gain out of just knowing them or talking to them. Like, you literally just like, okay, like, I know you, like, you know them. It's not like, oh, okay, I now want to initially be your friend because, you know, of like your presence or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. There was a second part to that question. I don't know if you've answered it though. The question was, do you think your connections networking have benefited you? And then, or do you think people overestimate what good connections can do?
Well, I feel like there's yes and no. We've definitely seen examples of people just streaming for 1 or 2 viewers for a year or two, and then all of a sudden they just have a clip that goes viral because they're really funny and they just blow up, and it's just luck in that moment, you know? They didn't do it with anyone's help or any connections or anything. And then on the other hand, of course, I'm not going to deny that knowing certain people can get you certain opportunities that then, you know, benefit you when it comes to streaming or viewership or getting sponsorships or deals or whatever, you know. It definitely can help having certain friends that, you know, if they have a sponsor or whatever, and then the sponsor's like, hey, do you know anyone in the scene that might be good for this job or whatever? And they're like, oh yeah, I have this friend that I can recommend, you know. Of course, there's going to be opportunities that you can get because you have connections. But at the same time, I feel like we've also just seen people randomly blow up either because something went viral overnight that they didn't plan to go viral, or they just kept being so consistent and slowly growing their viewership without any connections, and it just worked out for them. So I feel like it's kind of a yes and no.
Yeah, that's actually a valid point about people blowing up though. Like you said, people have their small community, but they have a clip that goes viral, and then like now everyone knows who they are.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I don't know, like with some people, because obviously like I don't know how it is, but like it must be weird being like, let's just say a smaller streamer or like a smaller creator, and then you have 1 or 2 clips that go viral, and then now you have all this traction coming towards you. Like it's not always going to be positive. Like you're going to get negative people coming with that as well.
Of course.
And it must be hard to like deal with that sometimes, because you know you didn't ask for this, you just posted a clip or posted something funny or did this and that, and then now you're viral. But in the same breath, sometimes you can go viral for bad things, and people like actively do that to try and get viral. Like they'll just do something like crazy to be like, you know, I know people are gonna watch this, so I'll just, you know, randomly run up and kick someone, or you know what I mean, people that do that, or they know that's going to go viral. I feel like them people are just like, I don't really get that side of why people do it, and then they just claim it's for content all the time, and it's like, but is that content? Like you wouldn't be doing that that if the camera wasn't on. So
there's always people that will go to certain extremes to get the attention and the viewership or whatever that they want. I'm not a fan of that, and I'm not supporting that, but you know, you can't really change it. There's always going to be certain people like that are going to kind of push certain limits to get the recognition that they want. Yeah,
because I mean, like, I think it's just the way you go about it sometimes. I feel like it can just come across as you just attract the wrong crowd if that's your initial like wanting to go viral or wanting to get big on something. If you're making something that you know people are going to react and have a negative way about certain things or like certain topics, that's then your community. So like your community is then based around you doing fucked things, and then when you're not doing it, they're like, okay, well, I don't care about this person anymore because they're not doing anything that's, you know, on that scale of the clip that went viral, or the same level as, or they're just being boring now and they're doing normal things. But like if you have a clip when you're just genuinely being yourself and doing things that you normally do, and then you go viral, you then have that initial backup of like YouTube videos, streams, TikToks. Like people go, oh, okay, he made this. Like that's pretty cool. That's pretty much what I watched. Oh, I like this video, and then you get recommended, and then you go down that like rabbit hole of like YouTube and stuff. But the people that go viral for the bad reasons then have to then follow up on doing them bad things because they know that would go viral, rather than it being genuine. Do you know what I mean? Rather than it being like, okay, I had this clip that's done really well, but that's just my content. Like I play FIFA, or I play like this game, or like I vlog or whatever.
No, there's definitely people out there where their whole kind of personality or their whole character is just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Just because like they know that that's gonna get a reaction out of people, you know, and that's gonna make people watch because they react to it. So
yeah, I think it is clever. I mean, but it's just not the right way of doing it. But like people say, like you can't help for the people that go viral. Like people are generally still going to be interested in that. It's just the wrong sort of people that you don't really want to be watching streams, to be honest. especially with the way some people act. Like it's not good, to be honest. But I mean, everyone has their own ways of going viral, don't they? So you can't really, you know, it's what you agree with isn't necessarily what someone else agrees with. So
yeah, exactly.
You just have to deal with that. Okay, next question. What are the challenges you face with dating someone in the pro scene and it being long distance?
Okay, so how do you guys know that I'm dating a pro player?
Oh my god, breaking news. Quick, write that down. Yeah. Quick. She's dating a pro player.
I feel like I see a lot of girls trying to, you know, date a lot of these pro players just because they know that they have a certain name in the scene and that comes with a certain amount of clout, I guess, or whatever, and they just feel like it's this insanely cool thing that they play video games and, you know, they make money playing video games, and that's so freaking cool. And that just means that you date someone that you just play with all the time, and it kind of, because it's only gaming and streaming, and because it's usually like on your own kind of schedule, that means you have a lot of free time and you can just do whatever you want and there's not that many responsibilities, blah blah blah. But a lot of people don't realize that streaming and playing professionally can take up a lot more time than, you know, your average job.
Yeah.
A lot of the time also at times where other people are already at home making dinner or making food or just chilling at that point, and your partner's just grinding for number one pred because that's gonna, you know, give you viewership and exposure and money, and that just means playing the fucking game for 15 hours a day, like, or even longer, which is insane. But, you know, that's actually a huge part of this, or, you know, having to play as soon as the update comes out. And one of those days, for example, was on Valentine's Day. An update came out, new season. Every single one of the guys was grinding.
Oh, God.
No one was spending it with their significant other, you know, because it's your job at the end of the day. Like, you just have to show up and you just have to do it because it's expected.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then, you know, it's not just the scrims that you see, it's also just warming up for the scrims, preparation, then meetings with your coach, and micro and macro, loot paths, just a bajillion things that happen other than just, you know, the like 2 to 3 hour scrim games or the, you know, 2 to 3 hour pro league games or whatever. It's just, if you want to be one of the best, you definitely need to grind the game almost every single day for multiple hours at times that maybe aren't as convenient. So I feel like it definitely takes a partner that understands the whole gaming and pro player scene, and also just a partner that's very patient and understanding in general to actually make a relationship like that work. Yeah. So I feel like it definitely helps if you are dating someone that at least not necessarily is a part of the same scene or does the exact same thing as you, but at least, you know, knows something about it and maybe does play a certain game or just understands a part of that whole lifestyle, I guess. And then with the long distance on top of that, which is actually what a lot of these people have to deal with, because most of the players, I think, have long distance relationships. Which it's great that you can, you know, meet people from all over the world doing what we're doing, but at the same time, then you kind of realize, oh fuck, if I want to see this person, I have to go on like a 14-hour flight and then I can see them, and then I have to get a visa so I can see them, and blah blah blah. Like and also just the time difference the whole time, just trying to kind of sync your schedules, and of course you're doing your own thing and your partner is doing their own thing. I just feel like you have to be extremely committed to your relationship, and long distance is definitely not for everyone. And I completely understand the people that are like, no, I could never do long distance. That's completely valid. There's a lot of energy that goes into making long distance work, but I feel like if both sides are determined and willing to put in the work and you really love each other, then, you know, even that thing is very possible. And, you know, you just know that you're working on the fact that one day you'll be able to live in the same country, in the same city, in the same apartment, and you're just with them constantly. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge that is not for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, long distance in general, without people grinding games and like being pro players and stuff, is definitely hard in general anyway, regardless of that. But yeah, the grinding for like 15 hours a day, like, you're right. Sometimes you have to just compromise and just do it because a certain thing's coming out, or like you want to jump on something that's hot at the minute, or like whatever it is. Sometimes you just have to make that like compromise, like in a relationship. But I can sort of understand it as well, like from what you're saying, because like I know how much Lex has like enabled someone to like be able to do what they want. Like there's certain things you can say, well, no, I don't want you to do that, or no, I'm getting upset at this, or blah blah blah. It is hard to balance both, like what you're doing and a relationship at the same time. Because like I said, you have to be online. Like you literally just have to be online constantly. Like it's hard to sort of, I know for me anyway, like recently, it's so hard for me to like disconnect from being online. Like just not being on like Twitch or Twitter or streaming or like whatever it's doing, like editing or something. It's so hard to like just disconnect yourself from being like whoever you are online to the normal person you are in your real everyday life. So yeah, I completely understand the whole like streaming thing and you finding it hard, but I think it is the right person though. Like you have to find the right person that is willing to be up with that. And then on top of long distance as well, that probably just makes it just a bit more harder, no, in general.
Yeah.
Like, especially with like, you know,
I mean,
time zones.
I feel like people forget that these people literally just 24/7 in their head. It's mostly just Apex, especially if they're comp players. Maybe not so much content creators, but comp players. It's just Apex. It's like all of a sudden they're going to be out and they're going to be like, oh, wait, what if I con that team in that POI and then this happens? And then what if we change our loot path? Because we've definitely had moments where we went out in Austin and we went to like a rooftop bar / club, and all of the Apex Pro players were there with like us girls, and it was people like Lou, Hal, Verholst, Reps, Bullet, obviously, you know, Snipe, Peep, all those people. And the girls were dancing, and then we turn around, look at the boys, and they're just sitting like on the couches talking about Apex Comp. And we're like, are we fucking serious right now?
Oh, God. I think that's just like boys in general though. Like when you get together, you naturally like talk about things that are your interests, like that you can't talk about with your partner, for example, unless they're like very into it. Like for when I'm with my friends, all we talk about is football. Like that's just like, you know, that's just our general go-to topic.
No, of course, but it's just so funny because I feel like they eat, sleep, and breathe Apex, and then, you know, once you go out, we kind of expect them to just kind of let go of that
disconnect
and just do whatever we're doing in the moment, but they were just sitting there being like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and realm and this and that, and I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We kind of had to like pull them out of these conversations and like pour them a drink and make them loosen up a bit and dance, and
yeah, no, it's true though. Like, maybe not like, obviously I don't know the pro scene, but like just in general, like with content and stuff, if you are around them people, sometimes it can be hard to not talk about like that thing or that situation, because that person through that, or do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just, it's the same way as if you know someone from school, like every now and then you're going to bring up something that happened in school, or something that happened, like one of the things you did, or like a memory you have together, or like when you went to this thing, or remember when this happened. Like, it's just you naturally bring up things in the past or things you're commonly interested in general, because it's just easier to talk about. Or like if it's a new topic, like you say, for example, like Apex, just to say someone got dropped from something, or a massive org dropped out, or like a team that once meant to win LGS won it, or whatever. That's like, and then when they all meet up, that's obviously going to be the topic, because that's like
that also
what
is
they're
kind
in.
of the fun part of it, because you get to hear all the
gossip, yeah. Classic. Yeah, all the inside goss. But no, I think that's just like boys in general. I think, because I can relate to that. Like when you just talk about things that are just, everyone's going to be interested in, and then like it's exciting because you're like, oh my god, like did you remember when this happened, and did you see when this happened? It is hard to switch off from it, especially when you make it your life, or that person has had that interest for years and years and years. It is hard to not talk about that, even when you're like with other people that aren't that interested in that topic.
That's why I'm saying like people kind of need to think about that before dating someone that does do that as their job, because it's just always going to be like this big thing. It's always going to be a part of their life and what they do, and you have to be okay with that. Yeah
100%. It is you, like you said, you just have to come to terms with it. Like, you can't just, you have to sort of understand why they do certain things, and like why they have to do this thing, because it's benefit them, and it also benefits both of you as well. Like, especially if someone's trying to make it in a certain thing, like say for instance you're like, oh, I don't want you to do that, like you want to stay in with me, or like we need to go somewhere. Like you don't know if he could do like that certain thing online, and then it could make him blow up, or he could get an opportunity out of that, or you never know with like just randomly talking to people and people online, or like a certain game you play with someone, you never know what's going to come from that. Like, you might get like something bigger than that, or something better than that.
Lewis, shut up.
Sorry, no hate in chat, please. No hate towards our guests, thanks.
I think my boyfriend can confirm that I'm extremely patient and understanding and supportive.
Yeah, and he vouches. He must. That is connection. It's connection. Yeah, can we get a comment on that? Yeah, good comms. Good comms, Grim. Any comms? He must unplug these keyboards.
Yeah, you're taking a bit long with
what's going on? He's panicking or something.
This should be immediate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's just
unbelievable.
Maybe he meant to say Nat when he said Apex for some reason. Maybe he just he's fucked up somehow.
This podcast about start ruining relationships.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. Crim, get your emojis out. Quick. Spam emojis, Crim. Quick.
Oh, wait, I don't have one.
Let's go. Quick, Crim.
W's in the chat.
Yeah, W's in the chat. Quick, Crim. This is your chance.
I'm under pressure.
Wait, I got you.
W's in the chat.
There you
go.
Oh,
perfect. Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, mate. Okay, right. I think that one is done. Yeah, okay, that was done. Okay, next one. Are there any weird interactions that have come from being in a relationship with someone who has like a big name? Or friends, actually. Friends as well. We'll put that in there as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of people that kind of want to reduce you to only that, I guess, that, you know, think that that's your whole personality, or that's kind of the only interesting thing about you is that you're dating whoever, like a certain, famous
Yeah.
person. So I feel like because of that, you might get discredited a lot of the time. So anything that you do achieve, people like to kind of
Link
say,
it back.
"Oh yeah, she only did that because she's dating this person, or she only did that because she has these pro player friends that are helping her achieve these things." Especially as a woman, I feel like men a lot of the time like to, discredit you for certain things.
Yeah. I was going to say about that, like getting discredited just because of like who you know or who you're dating or whatever. It is. I feel like it does. Some people are generally just like, oh, well, fuck you, because, you only got that because of this person, which is just not the case, is it really?
So I've definitely had a bunch of moments where I would hear, "Oh yeah, like she's boosted because she's playing with this and this person, and like she would never be able to get to this point if she wasn't friends with, I don't know, Sykes and Design and whoever." Which is so funny to me because no one would ever say that to, I don't know, Guild or Hal or Evan, and they play with the exact same people that I play with. But when they're doing it, it's completely normal and okay. But if they're playing with someone that is not a pro player, or on top of that a girl, it's just like, "Oh yeah, she's getting boosted, like they're only playing with her because she's a girl, and they want something from her, and they want to
Yeah, some sort of gain out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
It can be very, very, very annoying. I can't lie. I've definitely had my moments where I was just completely over it, and
You just
on top of that, Twitch chat, and just people are just so chronically online, and as soon as they see a guy and a girl play together, they link it to just like, "Oh yeah, like he wants to smash, or they're dating, or whatever."
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm just playing a video game with people that also play this video game.
I just had a question come out of my mind. So when you first met, did you find it hard? Because obviously you were like, you met like online, right? Or like you met through something, and then like you went your separate ways, basically. Did you find it hard, like when you wanted to play, that you had like eyes on you, basically? Because obviously if you're a streamer, or you're like chronically online, or like you're online all the time, you can't, it's hard to sort of like pause you streaming and then like playing with your partner, or like the person you're getting to know at the same time. So did you find it hard to like either separate them, or was it like, did you do it on stream, or like did you feel like people are watching you? Because obviously like when you're getting to know someone, some people don't really want people to know that that's happening. Like just in general life, like you might not want to tell someone that you're getting to know someone, like, but obviously where it's online and people have eyes on it, it's harder,
With us, I think we kind of started playing off stream and just like slowly getting to know each other. I mean, I was definitely in his stream and his chat, just watching and chatting and just joking around and stuff, but I feel like everything else kind of happened separately and privately to the point that it did. And then once we were at that point where we both agreed that we wanted to continue the actual relationship and be together and let people know that we're together, then we just kind of told people.
Right, okay.
And then we like started playing together on stream.
On stream, right, okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's like a whole other thing, that then because people see you play together and people know that you're together, as soon as you're playing with someone else, like I had an instance where I was playing with Sykes and Sykes was streaming and someone came into Sykes chat and they were like, oh my God, she's cheating on Bullet. She's playing with Sykes. And I was like, how old are you? Like, are we okay? But I feel like that's part of it. And I've seen so many other people experience stuff like that where people are just brain dead, you know?
Yeah, they just connect things when they don't know about.
I mean, it's just the mind of a 13-year-old, honestly. But sometimes it's sadly like actual adults that say that, but you know, I guess their brains aren't fully developed. So.
Yeah. That actually, one question I have, which I think is a big one, and Krim, I feel like you might answer this as well, is: do you both think that, say for example, I'm just going to say a woman, for example, if she is single and she streams or make content, and then she reveals that she has a boyfriend or like a partner, or you know, do you think that affects people that watch them because?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I know that I won't say who because obviously I don't know if she would want to say, but someone told me that like even I didn't know, and then I'm close friends with her, but she said she posted like a story on her Instagram that she had a boyfriend or like a picture of them and they've been dating for ages, and she lost like 40 followers like on Instagram instantly.
I can give you a big example.
Yeah, go on.
AC. I was in AC's stream at one point, and I think she might have been playing Apex with Hal or whatever, and someone in her chat was like, oh yeah, like you only have this many viewers, or you only like grew so much and this and that because you're dating Hal. And she was just like, you people don't understand that I literally made more money before I was dating Hal than now, because people are less willing to give me money because they know I'm in a relationship. So I'm basically like making less money since dating Hal because of Twitch.
Yeah, I think that is that one really confuses me though. But I feel like it's more of like women. I don't think men are like really get that much. Like if they was to get in a relationship, like you might get a few people that I would like not want to watch them anymore, but I think it's predominantly women that get that whole
because a lot of men on this platform give you money because they think that that's gonna make them more appealing, or that's gonna like score them points with you, you know, you're gonna like view them in a different way, or they think they're gonna have a chance with you or whatever if, you know, they give you money. And then when you have a boyfriend, they're like, oh yeah, like that means I don't have a chance with her anymore, why would I give her money? Like
yeah.
Shaka, thank you so much for the 5 fucking gifted, brother.
Yeah, Debbie's in the shads. Shaka, thank you so much, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm not calling you that as well, thanks. No.
Do you know that Wardy's dating someone, by the way? So he's not single.
Yeah, I am actually dating someone, sorry. I can refund you them if you want, Shaka. Yeah, I can refund you them if you want.
You know what? I'm going to take it a step further as well and say that it comes down to gender roles. Because guys are supposedly meant to be the ones that chase. Whereas women are supposed to be a little bit more laid back, and they're not really meant to be chasing guys. So when it comes to people who watch streams and guys who watch streams, I think a lot of people do it to chase. And a lot of people have that in their minds where they're like, I will watch this woman in the hopes of, you know, if I'm in it for the long game, one day she's going to grow very fond of me.
Yeah.
These parasocial relationships like that some of y'all motherfuckers are creating in your head need to stop.
But I think I don't know, I think sometimes it's like hard for people to like, when you're trying to get to know, like if you were single and you was getting to know someone, it is hard to naturally get to know someone unless you're sort of like giving something to them straight away, rather than just being like, this person's talking to my chat that you don't know what they look like, you don't know their intentions, you don't know anything. So like money is sort of like
but them, you know, giving me money is not gonna make them look better. You know what I mean?
No,
they're still gonna be ugly if they're ugly. Or
I completely agree with that.
I feel like most girls doesn't even matter like the money part is not gonna make them want to date you more. I'm so sorry. It's just not.
Breaking news. I'm gonna write that down. Quick.
Like, you can gift me 50 subs and that's not gonna want to make me date you.
Yeah. I think some people...
On top of that, I just feel like we also just get weirded out if you are doing that because you think that you are gonna like gain something from that.
Yeah. I think it's like... It's down to the person that's doing that, to the, like, if they have the intention, because some people generally just want to be weird and like just, you know, just donate to someone or like try and get something out of them just because they want to get with them, sort of thing. But it's just a difficult one, because I know like a few people that have said like they can't reveal they're in a relationship because they know it'll affect their brand, or they know it'll affect like what they're doing.
Definitely.
And stuff like that, which is sad really when you think about it, because, you know, you should support someone because of the person, not because, you know, they have tits or they have a cock. Like, they shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't just be you're just supporting them just because of that. You know, it should be about the person rather than it being like. That's why I feel like sometimes when you are in a relationship, it's easier to come across like you're not trying to get with someone because you are in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, like for you, Nat, like if you wanted to get to know someone that was like a man, for example, and like you wanted to be friends with them, or like you was starting to be friends with them, like you instantly have that thing of like, I'm not trying to get with you because I have a boyfriend. Like, it's not like some people who are single and they just they talk to other single people because they want to talk to them. Do you know what I mean?
You can't say that. You can't say that. You fucking idiot.
My God, fucking hell. He's trying to embarrass you. That's what he's trying to do.
He's doing a bit, guys.
Oh God, but no, that was just a random off question. I agree with both of you. I think it is a bit crimp. Do you have anything to add to that?
Stonks, mate. Stonks.
Yeah, stonks.
100 emoji, fire emoji.
Yeah. It's just weird that it can affect like your online, just because you are dating someone like outside of your private. I feel like you shouldn't have to hide that, you know? Like, you shouldn't have to hide that you're dating someone, whoever that is. Like, it doesn't matter if they're online or if they're literally just, you know, someone you met IRL who doesn't come online. Like,
I feel like it's just the fact that a lot of people just view Twitch as kind of a dating site, and
100%.
Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, but especially girls, you know, you'll get money or gifted subs or whatever because you're single and attractive, and that certain person, you know, thinks that because they gifted you, they are higher on the leaderboard to like be able to, I don't know, get with you or whatever.
Yeah, for me, it's the people that like discredit people because of them, like because they're attracted or because they're, you know, whatever they are. Like, it's the people that like are like, well, you're not there because you did this. You're there because you have that, and like, it's not like that, because if everyone was, you know, if every attractive male, every attractive woman was on the internet, then they would all be massive and they'd all be big creators or big online presences. But it doesn't work like that, because you can't just. You know what I mean? Your looks can only get you so far. Like, you know, if you have nothing behind your eyes, then you're like just, you know.
The whole thing of like, oh my God, like you get so many opportunities because you're beautiful, or you get so many opportunities because you have tits or whatever. That's just the stupidest thing ever. Because I feel like if you're somewhat attractive, you just have to prove to people like twice as much that you got a certain thing or you got to a certain point in your life because you actually like worked hard, and not just because, you know, you're attractive to someone or you have tits or whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, people love to discredit just because
it's
they
easy.
can't get the same opportunity themselves.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to discredit people, like just because of their looks and stuff. But it's because you get like people that are generally just there to just look at you, rather than it being like you actually care about what they're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the fact that certain people just watch my stream because they want to look at my face cam because they think that I'm attractive.
Same.
I'm completely aware of that.
Yeah, same. I
Crim.
agree as well. Don't laugh at that, Crim.
I would be stupid if I said that I'm not aware of that. Of course I'm aware of that, but you know, then going to the point of like saying, oh yeah, like she only got this and that because of like the way she looks, that's just stupid.
Yeah, no, it is very stupid. No, it is really like, to just discredit someone for where they are is just so like, because of the way they look. Like, you can't help the way you look. Like, you didn't just choose to be the way you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of them things.
I've had so many instances where I don't know, I for example, I killed someone in a game and they came into my chat and they were like, "Oh, actually didn't expect you to look like that. You shit on me. I didn't expect you to look like this." And I was like, what
Yeah, what do you expect me to look like?
Am I supposed to look ugly just because I'm like good at the game and you're like not used to like attractive people being good at something? Or I don't know, it's so funny to me that people kind of associate this thing, like, I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah, no, it is. It like to link like looks to like the way you are online is just so stupid, because some people aren't online, like they don't stream, like they don't have a face camera on, you just hear their voice. But like, why does it matter what they look like? It shouldn't matter. Like, it's like them people that go on them dating shows and they do like, I can't think of that one where they like talk behind the walls and
Love is Blind.
That's the one. Yeah. Like, why does it matter of what someone looks like when you're watching them for them? Like, you're not watching them because of their looks, but some people are genuinely just looking, like they just look at people, you know, they're not there to like care about what you're doing. They're
That's
just
like
there
another thing with a lot of the connections that I have made. It was literally just by me like being in their chat or like talking to them and just being funny without them even knowing like who I was or what I looked like.
Yeah.
Because people love to say that I've made certain friends or whatever just because, you know, either I'm dating Bullet or because of the way I look, which is not true.
Yeah. I think it's like, especially for single people as well, I feel like it can come across that way because like it just looks like you're just sort of like hopping around when you're not really doing that. You're just talking to your friends, but because you look a certain way, people associate you with doing that. But when you're in a relationship, it's like, you know that you have that person, so you're not doing it for that reason, but people can still see it as that way, which is just, I mean, I know loads of streamers that are like, well, I don't know, but I've seen a few streamers say that they're like, have had stuff that happened to them, like people being really weird and sending them really strange messages and talking to them off stream and shit like that.
I've definitely heard a lot of lovely stuff about myself just because I know certain people. Yeah,
it's like good and bad, I think, like,
definitely.
For certain, but sometimes the bad can really outweigh the good, because you just get people that do really, really strange things.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's just not like comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, again, I won't say who it was, but I'm sure people probably know from Twitter, but there was someone recently that had a person put her face as their like PC background, like without her knowing, like not really knowing who the person was, and they like sent a photo and was like, oh, this is you, like, you know, you're my background, and like it was sort of like a topic for her, and for me that's just so weird. Like, that's just so strange.
People are very weird on that.
Like, if it was your friend and you knew them, okay, yeah, fair enough. But like, if it's just a random person online you don't interact with at all, really, you only really know them from like a chat or like your stream or whatever, it is very strange to have your face plastered over their like personal like items, for example, like say that your phone screen or whatever. But on the flip side, that does also come with like being online, because your face is out there, so you know you can't stop people from.
I've actually had someone like put, you know, in your PC when some people have that little like circle icon where they can put like an image in it.
Yeah.
Like, I had like a viewer of mine like that I don't know, like they sent me a picture of my face like being in that little circle in their PC, and I was like,
God.
haha,
Yeah, a bit weird. Yeah, no, that is very strange. I'm not gonna lie, that's very, very, very strange behavior, especially when you don't know them, because like, I don't know, it's just,
that's why I'm saying, like, this goes back to like the beginning of this conversation. People, because you're putting yourself online and because you're showing a part of your life, they just think that they know you. They just think that because you talk to them in your chat, they just have a relationship with you because you answer their questions or you respond to their messages or whatever. They just think that they're a part of your life in a way, and they just know you.
Yeah. Which is why I feel like what you saying there is what I was saying as well, with like, you don't feel forced to share your whole life online.
Yeah.
Just because you're online doesn't mean you have to, say your full, like, some people don't even like saying their full name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or the area that they live in and stuff like that. That's why whenever you ask people, you're like, oh, where are you from, without doxing yourself or whatever, because some people generally aren't comfortable with some, like, for instance, like, going back even more, some people aren't even comfortable having their camera on. Like, it's just what you want to share, to people.
No,
can you turn your camera on?
I agree with the fact that especially the internet can just be extremely brutal and judgmental. So I feel like it's completely valid that certain people just don't want to put their face out there at all because they just don't want to get judged. And people definitely will judge because people just think that their opinion is fucking God's words, to everyone's ear, and they just need to fucking express how they feel about someone's looks or someone's voice or someone's gameplay or whatever,
Yeah,
if no one cares about your opinion, you fuck.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like the judgment is fine as long as you've got the skin for it. For me, the big thing is how invested people can get into your life.
Yeah, some people take it way too far.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain
and
boundaries.
If they know details about you, then they often will use it against you. Especially if you have a partner. I've seen a few different streamers who have partners, then interact with other people, and then their viewers will interpret that as them flirting with other people, and then go back to their partners and be like, "Hey, this person, your partner's actually speaking to a bunch of other guys. What's going on?"
Yeah.
They just get way too invested.
Have you had that happen?
It happens every time I play with anyone that's the opposite sex. As soon as I play with Design, there will be at least 3 people in his chat being like, is that your girl? Yeah. Is that your fucking ting? Yeah. Is that like who you're dating right now? Is that his side piece? Is he fucking smashing?
Yeah.
Because I feel like those people were never raised in the way of, and their little pea brains don't understand that man plus woman doesn't equal romantic relationship. It can just equal one human being, another human being, friendship.
Yeah.
They're so invested in his life that if he is in a relationship with someone, then they instantly want to sniff it out. They instantly want to be like, oh, so this is her.
Because they feel entitled to knowing every detail about this person because, they see them to an extent. So they're just like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to know everything that's like going on in your life. Like, no.
People are very quick to judge. Like, very quick to judge certain situations that they don't know about. Like, they're very quick to comment and, like, say that sort of stuff, It's difficult to, like, especially with, like, a partner as well. Sometimes it is hard to, like, share certain things because people can just be so horrible about things. Like, when you don't ever think that you couldn't possibly think of that they would say something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that they would even think about that angle that you took or whatever. I feel like it's the same with, like, just anything, like a YouTube comment or whatever. You could post a video and that it's someone's done something in the video, and then someone will argue with that they won't argue. Like, they'll argue about that didn't happen. You're like, but I can literally show you that it did. And like, no, it didn't. Like, it's just silly stuff like that. Like, people that will just argue like the sky isn't blue or the fucking, shit like that. Like,
people will just pull shit out of their ass.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Grimwald's that was that your timer for me to hurry up?
Yeah, final question.
Oh, okay. Well, what about, like, does anyone have any questions?
The final one is Deagles.
Oh, the final one's Deagles. Okay. What's the worst interaction you've had with someone online? Oh, God. Yeah, any last questions?
I can't really get into detail just because I don't
want to reveal it. Yeah, that's
fine. I'm
fine.
just not the type of person to just air shit out online because I feel like I like to just, keep certain stuff private because I don't feel like everyone needs to know everything. So, I can definitely say that I had a really negative experience with someone that is in the Apex scene. They were just, a horrible person, feeling entitled to certain things and just kind of thinking that they have the right to get a certain amount of my time daily while I was going through other stuff with, like, my mom being sick and everything. It was just a really negative experience. But other than that, there wasn't really anything extremely negative, so I'm very thankful for that. And I've definitely, the other people that I have met are lovely people, and I'm very grateful that I got to meet them and that a lot of them are, a very big part of my life now. Thought she was gonna say catching strays and four shots. No, as much as we fuck around, like, Reese is definitely another one of those people that I'm very thankful for, and that is a good friend of mine now. Lewis, shut up. But yeah, I just feel like having a certain negative experience shouldn't, hold you back from still giving other people a chance to get to know you. And I feel like a lot of people would take that experience that I had and would just completely shut down and, like, not want to, meet any other people or form new connections and relationships. But I just kind of saw it as it was, it was that negative experience with that certain person, and that doesn't mean that other people in the scene are like that. Which obviously I've experienced so much positive things, so that just proves it. But yeah, not everything is, roses and rainbows and lollipops.
Yeah.
And there's definitely certain people that you should be cautious of and, kind of slowly form an opinion about them and not just, think that they're the greatest just because they know other people and blah, blah, blah. At the same time, though, don't believe everything that you hear in this scene, because a lot of people just talk a lot of shit for no reason because they're jealous and stupid. If everyone believed everything that they've heard about me, I wouldn't have any friends right now. You know what I mean? Like, people just love to talk shit about people that they're jealous of. So
don't know about. Yeah.
There kind of has to be a good balance of taking a step back and maybe getting to know someone and seeing what their true colors are, but also just not believing everything that you hear about someone.
Yeah, I think that's difficult with just someone being online, because you only really get to judge what you see and, like, what people tell you and stuff. Like, you sort of have to make your own mind up, but also be cautious of what they're saying, because, like, people don't just say things for no reason. Well, like, your friends don't anyway, like, unless it's just random people online just saying nonsense about you. Like, if your friends are warning you about someone or, like, telling you stories about someone, 9 times out of 10 they're probably true. No matter what they say online or how they come across, it doesn't come across the same way to you when you're looking at them without knowing that piece of information, like that they've done this or they've done that, or they did this to a certain person or whatever. Because some people generally are just in, like you said, going back to networking, like, people are just generally networking with people just to build themselves. They don't give a fuck about you. And that's just how it is sometimes. Like, that's just how it is sometimes. Like, you get weird people that are, you can tell. I think, like, I don't know, like, you must know it as well. Like, people that you can sort of tell that are genuinely just talking to you or, like, in your chat to gain something out of you, or, like, who you know, or whatever it is. Like, they see you and go, okay, I can get this out of this person, so I'm just going to do this. And normally it's money, because, you know, you can't really you can't really sort of you can't really not turn down money, but you know what I mean, like, it's hard to not show gratitude with someone donating something to you or like giving you subs. Like, you're not just gonna be like, okay, whatever. Like, you're obviously gonna be grateful for it, but it's also hard when someone you know is being disingenuous is doing that to you, and they're not actually doing it to you because they want to get to know you. They're doing it to you because they think, oh, you know, if I give them money, then they're going to do this. Like, the same way as what you're saying about the relationship. Like, you know, if someone gives you subs, like, it doesn't mean you're going to date them. Like, some people generally just use money as, like, a ploy to, like, get at you or certain things like that, you know? But, Grim just did your remote, for fuck's sake.
No, but definitely also, the thing that I already said of just knowing that, you know, a person playing the game competitively and whatever, or like streaming, isn't always the same person that they are in their private life. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's like when people get outed, to me, it's weird that people then still want to support them after knowing what they've done, as in, like, if it's serious, like, that's not the person you're watching. You're just watching like someone who isn't that person, you know? Like, you wouldn't support someone who's like a piece of shit, would you? Like, it's just not. But that's just how online is. Like, you have to accept that people are generally still going to support people even if they've done something terrible outside of their life, or they do bad things on stream or whatever. Like, people will still support you because they like you, and that they can just see past, oh, they did this or they said that, or, do you know? But yeah, that's just being online, I guess. Right, Crim, well, we got 20 minutes until the 2-hour mark, so we could just do, like, any more questions, final questions. Crim, do you have any questions?
It was meant to be 1 hour, so I don't know what you mean about 2 hours.
Oh, well, 1 to 2 hours, mate. You know, we can...
Yeah, you told me 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, mate.
I said to him that the hard cutoff would be at 1 hour, 30 minutes.
But we're having a great convo, mate. Like, if you don't want to be here, Crim, you can leave, mate. Like...
Fuck up. No. You can keep going for 10 minutes if you still want to.
I agree though with what McCluck said about, like, guys also latch onto any kindness and catch the feels when you show gratitude. That's, like, I feel like that's a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, it is.
That sadly happens, that a lot of these extremely online people just think that you being kind, or you just thanking them for something, or just you being a decent human being means that you are flirting with them or giving them signs to, like, oh yeah, you can, like, pursue me or whatever. No, I'm just being a decent human being. Thank you.
Yeah, not just doing it for no reason. But yeah, that's a good point about Twitch Turbo, actually, what he was saying. Like, when people unsub to people, that can then cause, like, weird, like, people are like, oh, you're not subbed, or, like, I don't know about anyone, like, even in chat or whatever, I couldn't care less, but, like, I know people are like, oh, this person is my friend and they don't support me or they don't sub to me, like, sure. That's,
I mean, that's just funny to me, though. That's not a real relationship to me if you're, like, expecting that from them, you know. Not everyone just has money. Like, if I had to sub to every single one of my friends that I know and whatever, I'd be broke.
Yeah, that's just the way it is, isn't it? Like, you can't, it's the same way as when you support people.
The fact that you only see support in them paying you like $4.99 or whatever the fuck it is a month, like, that's just pathetic if you measure friendship in subscriptions.
Yeah, definitely. definitely. It is, but that's just the way some people think, because they think that because that you are doing that or you've done that means you're going to get something out of it, you know?
Yeah, Shaka, with your fucking 5 gifted earlier, we know you.
Yeah, he's trying to get some gain out of this, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's what I was talking about earlier. I'm joking. But no, some people are just, that's just the way they think, I guess. It's just they want something out of it, or they think, you know, red flags. Yeah, good comms, Crimp. Also, I feel like if you both stream, why sub to each other? Just losing money.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I sub to my boyfriend, for example, and he subs to me just because.
I feel like with that, that's just you just have to do that. Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that there's been times where he was like, "You don't need to sub to me," and I was like, "Well, I know that I don't need to sub to you, but like I want to sub to you." You know?
Yeah, I do see your point now, because obviously the splits and stuff and whatnot, but I feel like just natural. You would naturally do that, like you would naturally sub to your partner. Like,
yeah,
it's just a nice way of showing you support. Like, for instance, like my IRL friends, I don't expect any of them to sub to me, but most of them do, and I'm like, you know, you don't expect your friends to just want to to sub to you. Like, that just shouldn't how it should be. Like, you shouldn't expect anything from anyone, like in any anything in life. You shouldn't just expect someone to do something. But yeah, no, that's one that's like, you know, some people just have certain things where they don't want to sub to people, but it doesn't make them any less of a friend or whatever, you know. Yeah, I feel like that's that perspective, I think, and who the person is and what sort of friendships, that's relationship you have. Like, it shouldn't really matter. Like I say, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. Like, I couldn't care less. But I know for some other people, it's like, oh, well, I'm your friend. Why don't you sub to me? Like, why don't you support me? But
yeah,
you know, it's not like you would go up to your friend in real life and just randomly give them like a tenner or like £5 or £20. Like, you just wouldn't do that.
Literally. Where's my monthly subscription for being your friend?
Yeah, like, it's not a subscription to be someone's friend. Like, it shouldn't be. You have to pay someone to get like their friendship or anything out of it, you know.
If you have the money and you really want to do it and you enjoy it, then, you know, that's completely fine, and I appreciate that. But I would never expect anyone to sub to me just because they know me or just because I know that they have money or like whatever. It's just something that if you want to do it, I love it and I appreciate it. And if you don't want to do it, I also I respect that completely.
Yeah, I think people sort of like get the word, like, what's the word, like misconstrued in like the sense of that they have to sub to someone and be there all the time, when really, like, the supportive thing is actually being there, and like, even if you're lurking in someone's stream or like talking every now and then or like talking in chat or mingling with their community, like, that's probably a lot better than and a lot beneficial for you and everyone else that you're doing that, rather than just being like, here's my sub, I'm gone. Like, you know, that's not really gonna benefit anything from that, you know.
Yeah. Damn, I've been paying Nat to be my friend this whole time. Okay. So we're only friends. You're saying we're friends.
Oh God, Crimp, this is our YouTube short quick, mate. They're broken up already. This is the breakup. The breakup.
Only our podcast could do this.
Yeah, I know. Do you have any questions, Crimp, or any like?
Do you have any questions for your wife, Crimp?
Yeah, go on, Crimp.
Oh, so many.
Keep it PG, please.
Okay, yeah, I've got none.
Oh. Well, that was quick. Okay, now. But yeah, I mean, I've been recording for an hour and 45 minutes, Crim, so.
If you want to keep going,
well, we can go to.
I don't mind, because there's still quite a bit of good convo.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I don't want to stop it, mate.
If you want to keep going.
I'm just an interesting person, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to be doing well. Honestly, you could probably take my spot in the next one.
yeah, you could be. We can make it. Yeah. You know.
But we are looking for a Wardy replacement.
No, we're not.
Oh,
we're not. Oh. I'm the main character. Sorry. No, sorry, you're the main character. Sorry, you're the guest. You're the main character. Yay. W's in the chat. Quick. Everyone. W. I don't expect subs from anyone or I stream for fun. I'd I'd rather people save their money for themselves. If I have a good payday, I'll throw a sub to someone I enjoy watching. Yeah, exactly. That's the same way as like people gifting subs as well. People just think, oh, I've got this extra money, like I'll just, you know, gift them subs or donate to them or whatever, you know. It shouldn't be that you have to like always gift to someone, or like the same way as if, you know, you're friends with someone and they don't sub to you but they sub to someone else. Like that shouldn't be like, well, why are you not subbing to me? Like you can't tell people what to do with their money. Like that's just not the way it is. But obviously,
Lewis gets mad at me every time when I like gift him anything, or if I, like give bits or like gift subs or donate money or anything. He always gets mad at me because he doesn't want me to do it.
I mean, like, you know, it's different ways of people showing support in it. Like, it's also down to the streamer in how they take that support as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you see that viral clip of that woman saying like about subs, basically saying that she's like, you can afford to sub to me and stuff like that. Like if you're there watching me all day, like you've got like $4 or $5 in your bank account if you're sitting there watching me, like stuff like that. Like I just think that's so crazy, like to say stuff to people. You can't tell people that they have to do something financially towards you. Yeah. Because you don't look at people's names in their chat and think, oh, dollar signs or money signs. Like you don't. It shouldn't be that way. I mean, some people might, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, some people definitely just see their chatters and viewers as, you know, potential buyers and, you know, money viewers and stuff like that. Don't really see them as just an audience that they want to entertain, or like just, you know, people that enjoy their content. They just kind of want to see money.
Yeah.
Which I understand to a certain extent, especially if that is your main income. You would want your viewers to pay you for entertaining them in a way, if that's like your main source of income. But also, I just feel like you kind of need to have a sense of reality and like a feeling of when to say certain things or what things you can say. You can't just like expect people to give you money every single month and just, you know, expect them to also just have that amount of money to give.
Yeah, definitely, because it's not, you know, you can't force people to do things they don't want to do if they can't financially do it, or they just generally don't want to. Or some people see it as, well, I'm there supporting you, I'm there in your stream, I'm there interacting with your community and stuff like that, which internally is pretty bigger than actually subbing someone, like I said. Like, because then you can sort of grow, like they can sort of bring you up with them, sort of thing. That's why I don't really get the whole people that like try and bring others down and like think that they just use people because of their name, or like they think that everyone's against them and they're like everyone's competition, when really it shouldn't be like that. Everyone that streams or like makes content, you should want to try and go up together.
There's
you know,
a lot of girls that don't want to play with other girls because they don't want them to take their community.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a whole other...
like, okay, like, that's another pretty girl, and if I play with her, like, my chat's gonna see her, and then they're gonna, like, want to watch her, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
kind of instead of supporting each other and just playing with each other and just, you know, being neutral about it, a lot of people are just extremely greedy and selfish and just see it in the most negative way possible, instead of just like, oh, maybe like her community would enjoy me and then I, you know, get certain viewers. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to think how people would, like, how people think about a situation that's so small to you that doesn't mean anything. It's irrelevant. Like, you're just doing it because you're friends, or you're doing it because you want to do it. But some people twist it and think, oh, well, they're only doing that because of this, or I don't want to do this because I know this will happen, or like this. It's like, you're thinking of like 7 different things before I've even got to the first like hurdle, basically. Like, how does that even work? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, one thing I've got for you as well, Krim, I know you'd like to answer this, is do you think people's communities can ruin streamers' reps?
100%. A lot of streamers let their community get away with shit because they're too scared to tell them to stop. But in a lot of people's chats, what happens is once people have been a viewer for too long, they sort of build up this entitlement to basically the streamer's respect and time, and that means that anybody new who comes into chat is immediately going to feel that cliqueness and intimidation from the people who've been there longer and who are very clearly showing it off. And then there's a lot of attitudes as well towards newer viewers, like very subtly making fun out of them almost.
Yeah, that they're not like,
and then
they don't know.
That's just like, that's just the smaller side of it. It gets bigger when the streamer has even the slightest amount of conflict with someone else, and their chat will go absolutely crazy and use that as an excuse to hop into other people's chats and basically just chat shit. And a lot of people don't stop it. They don't tell their communities to stop.
No,
they will let it happen.
It is hard. You have to it's like shut it down before it can even become a thing. Like even in terms of like people that get angry at others or make fake things up about people because of what they've seen on certain streams, and then like they go and tell someone or that sort of stuff like that. It just doesn't come across that way if you know the true story, you know, rather than just being like, oh, I saw this on this person's stream, they must be doing this, or they must be arguing with this person, they must be like what Nat was saying, they must be dating someone or whatever it is.
It's the overinvestment again. People just getting so invested in the streamer that they watch and using that as an excuse to be shit people.
Yeah. It is definitely a thing though, because I feel like even this goes down to like mods and VIPs as well though. I feel like is when you go into a stream and say you're new or like you know a few people in there or that sort of thing. If you go into a stream and you know like two VIPs or one mod or whatever, you instantly have that like, oh, this is this person, they're in this stream, and then you can talk like to them, and then the streamer goes, oh, so how do you know this person? And like it creates conversation rather than it being like, I feel like sometimes it's very hard to go into a stream where you don't know anyone, you don't know like the person that well, and be genuine. Because like for me anyway, like I know I wouldn't make half the jokes I make to people that I don't know, because it just doesn't come across that way until you know that I'm actually taking the piss or like joking or like saying it in a funny way, which goes back to saying when you type things in Twitch chats, it can come across completely different. Like I know that I couldn't make one joke in someone's chat to the same joke in someone else's chat because they just wouldn't understand it. They just wouldn't get that I'm joking, or they wouldn't understand that that's just who I am, you know?
I mean, I can't lie though. That is how I have made a lot of friends, by just coming into their chat and not really caring about the fact that I am talking to this person for the first time and I don't know their mods or I don't know their regular viewers. I'm just there.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know anyone when I came into Bullet's chat, for example. Literally, like I did not know any of the people in his chat. I just came in there and I said something funny and I made him laugh, and you know, the rest is history.
There's a love story. That's how you do it, guys.
No.
You go into chat and make him laugh.
I'm just saying sometimes it does pay off to just be confident for those 5 minutes, or just, you know, maybe get over your shyness for 2 minutes and actually say the thing that you want to say in someone's chat, and just it pays off to be yourself and just, you know, kind of introduce yourself in that way instead of trying to put on this fake persona, or, you know, trying to fucking just put someone on a pedestal and you think that, oh yeah, because I'm giving them compliments, they're gonna like me. Like, no. Yeah. What I've seen with myself, the friends that I've made, and I don't know, people like Design and Sykes and all of those friends that I have, I got them because I just wanted to talk to them in that moment. I felt like they were funny and great, and I just came in and I like said something funny, and that was it, and they vibed with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Rather than you just doing it because of them, you actually were genuinely friends with them.
Yeah, people just appreciate if you're being a genuine person and if you're actually just being yourself and not just putting on a show or, you know, acting a certain way because you want them to like you.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes, it's like the whole being fake online and stuff. But yeah, the community one I think is a big thing about like people that sometimes it is hard to get yourself in communities when you know the person is like a big streamer, because like sometimes, like what Crim said, they're very cliquey and like they don't like people that are trying to get in, which is why sometimes it's good to have someone that you know or know of that can sort of be like just like not just like vouch for you that you're, you know, not just doing it for some added reason, you know.
No, definitely. Especially big communities can be scary a lot of the time. I mean, I still have moments that when I know that I'm playing with a certain streamer that's extremely big. For example, the first time I played with Timmy, like it's Timmy, I was so scared just because I knew that there's like, I don't know, 7,000 people watching me right now and probably forming opinions and like saying stuff in his chat, and that's scary.
Yeah, no,
I completely understand that, but I feel like as long as the person streaming is decent, you know, they're not gonna allow any negativity towards someone who is part of their stream in that moment or whatever.
That's definitely not, like, I know Crim feels that about way, is that a streamer can like sort of tell people like, you know, you shouldn't be saying that, or, you know, this is my friend, like, why are you saying stuff like that? But like, you can't form people's opinions, but you can tell them, you know, that there's no need to be that way, or, you know, why are you saying that stuff? And but no, yeah, it's definitely difficult, like, playing with people that, you know, have big viewership, because you don't know, like, you just don't want to look at the chat and stuff like that, because you don't know what people are going to be saying.
It's definitely nerve-wracking, especially if you're not, like, that big of a streamer yourself, and it's just, you know, it's not an everyday thing that you just have, you know, 7,000-8,000 or even more just people looking at what you're doing and forming an opinion every second of, you know, your being.
Yeah. Some people just aren't like as open. Like, they're like, oh, this person has an annoying voice, this person is not good at a game, this person, like, they just judge you like off first impressions rather than actually being like, oh, okay, they're quite funny, or do you know what I mean? But yeah, we're at the 2 hour mark, Crim. We are at the 2 hour mark. We smashed it to 2 hours.
Well done.
Gosh.
That was good.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed that. I'm not gonna lie. Thanks for coming, Nat. We appreciate it. Me and
I feel like it's just, you know, friends kind of talking, so I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
100%. Nat's, all the Nat socials are at the top, by the way. Her Twitch, her Twitter. Is there any other socials you want, Nat? Your Instagram, your, I don't know, your Bebo, I don't know what else. Well, I just put your Twitch.
Follow me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
You can probably put my Instagram in.
Okay, just post it in chat. I'll let you self-promo, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Go for it. But yeah, all the Nat socials are at the top if you want to go watch her, you know, chill out on her stream, vibe, have good fun.
You can only watch me if you sub to me. If anyone comes into my stream and they're not subbed, then fuck right off.
Right, someone clip that quick. Cancel it. Cancelled. But yeah, I'm going to end the recording now anyway. But yeah, we appreciate you coming on anyway, Nat.
Of course.
Crim, thanks for doing it as well. Me too. It was great.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, right, let me end it now.